There are way more clone legions in Star Wars than you may think, and today I will break down each legion who fought during the Clone Wars, from the 21st Nova Corps who despised their Jedi commander, to Jet's unit who committed war crimes against the Geonosians. Both of these served under the same Jedi, by the way, but more on that later. Starting with the deadliest legion, we have the 501st Legion, who throughout the conflict, the soldiers of the 501st were known for their courage, unconventional tactics, and loyalty to the Republic, all of which were inspired by their Jedi commander, Anakin Skywalker. The 501st saw action on multiple battlefronts across the galaxy, becoming part of several historic engagements, such as the Battle of Christophsis, the Second Battle of Geonosis, and the Battle of Umbara. They also attacked the Jedi Temple under the command of Darth Vader during Operation Nightfall, and were dissolved into the Empire as Vader's Fist, a legion of hand-picked stormtroopers under his command. But even better than that was the 212th Elite Corps, who served under Obi-Wan Kenobi with light orange armor and played a role in the Second Battle of Geonosis, where they assisted in the destruction of a newly constructed droid factory on Geonosis, as well as the capture of Archduke Poggle the Lesser. During the Battle of Umbara, the 212th and 501st Legions arrested the fallen Jedi General Pong Krell for treason when he tried to make them kill each other. In an attempt to bring an end to the war, the battalion was deployed against the Separatist droid army on Utapau, where Kenobi ultimately killed General Grievous. But moving on to the 327th Star Corps, this was a yellow-painted legion that served under Jedi Master Aayla Secura and Commander Bly across varying battles, from Quell in the early years of the war to Felucia later on in the Outer Rim sieges. On the eve of the Clone Wars conclusion, a group of 327th troopers executed Secura in accordance with Order 66. But also in the 300 range, we have the 332nd Battalion, also known as the 332nd Company, with its members informally known as Ahsoka's Clone Troopers or Ahsoka Loyalist Troopers. And this was a company within the 332nd Division of the 501st Legion of the Galactic Republic, and was characterized by the distinct helmet design of its troopers. It was active during the late Clone Wars, forming in response to a proposed invasion of Mandalore. They sadly would help Jesse of the 501st to try and assassinate former Jedi Ahsoka Tano after the siege of Mandalore. And I also have to note that they have the official Blue Bounty Hunter colors, but they're still not my favorite legion. That honor goes to the 104th Wolfpack, and the elite Wolfpack, who sported gray armor and wolf-like markings, stayed under the 104th Attack Legion, who helped with many dangerous but vital rescue missions throughout the Clone Wars, while also being the clones of Jedi Master Plo Koon and consisting of members like Commander Wolf and Sinker. Next are the 41st Elite Corps, and while you might just think that these are the camo clones on Kashyyyk, we actually see them in their standard gray armor on Coruscant earlier in the movie, because they consisted of subunits such as Green Company, and they were composed of clone troopers under the leadership of Jedi General Luminara Unduli and Clone Commander Gree during the Clone Wars. Despite being a corps itself, the 41st was organized into the 9th Assault Corps, and at times designated as the 41st Elite Legion. But getting even closer to the capital of the galaxy, we next up have the Coruscant Guard, who were led by Commander Fox, and these were a group of skilled clones who were deeply loyal to the Chancellor and naturally wore red armor. And there ain't no way that Yoda couldn't see the Empire coming with the red guards, the red clones, the red office. I mean, come on bros, it was pretty obvious at that point. But the Coruscant Guard performed various duties in their service to the Republic, such as patrolling the galactic capital as Riot's clone troopers, and to assist the Coruscant Security Force, conducting hostage rescue operations, and serving as guards at the Republic Judiciary Central Detention Center. But the 91st Mobile Reconnaissance Corps was placed under the command of Jedi General Adi Gallia and Clone Marshal Commander Neo. Throughout the war, Jedi General Mace Windu also had control of the core, with Jedi Generals Oppo Rancisis and Stas Allie taking command during the Siege of Seleucami and its aftermath. They also had red armor and could often be found patrolling Republic battlefronts in their bark speeders. But next up is Doom's unit. Commander Doom led a unit of clone troopers alongside Jedi Generals Tiplar and Tipley, and they utilized an M3 Bulwark blast shields of their own variation. Troopers of this unit were also armed with Z6 rotary blaster cannons and electromagnetic pulse grenades. They fought at the Battle of Ringo Vinda in 19 BBY, where Clone Trooper Top of the 501st had Order 66 activated early, killing Jedi Master Tiplar. Next up is the 21st Nova Corps, and the 21st Nova Corps, also known as the Galactic Marines, noted for their unique armor and their relentless nature in combat, actually served in the Grand Army of the Republic as part of the 4th Sector Army under the leadership of Jedi General Ki-Adi-Mundi and Marshal Commander Bakara. Prior to the conclusion of the Clone Wars, the Marines fought Separatist Alliance droid factories in the Maigito campaign, where they received Order 66, causing Mundi's men to betray and kill him on the battlefield. When killing Mundi, Bakara remembered the hundreds of clones who had died under his orders, which fueled his sense of duty even more. Moving on to Keeley's unit, also known as the Outer Rim Garrison, which was stationed under the command of Imagundi and Captain Keeley in 22 BBY. The garrison was stationed on the planet Ryloth, where they were engaged by the Separatist droid army during the Confederacy of Independent Systems invasion of the planet. During the engagement, however, the Outer Rim Garrison was rendered low on resources and was later wiped out by the Confederacy while attempting to slow the droid army. But real quick, here's the Christian advice of this video. If you want to get back to the main video, then you can skip to this time right above Darth Vader here. Now today I actually want to talk about kind of joking around with people on things that have to do with faith. And basically, obviously something you should never do is take the Lord's name in vain. You shouldn't be cursing with the Lord's name, the Father or Son, and also you should never be joking around with that. Sometimes what happens is when you're with your friends and something comes up and you're not really thinking about it, you can joke around with things relating to faith, relating to God, and it's like, oh, well, that's not too big of a deal. Obviously, I wouldn't do that if I was on my own. Problem is, you really shouldn't be doing it at all, and you really need to kind of be thinking about this when it happens. Now, obviously, sometimes it's going to come up and you're going to make jokes, and you won't even be able to really think about it, but just keep this in mind and try to be that light in the darkness. Even if all your friends don't care, you need to be the one that stands up for the law, the book, the Bible, and everything, and the Lord, and your faith. So yeah, obviously the Lord doesn't need you to stand up for him, but it would please him for you to do so. Indeed, and perhaps he does need it for your life. But yeah, getting back to the video, just a real quick reminder that you can subscribe if you are enjoying this channel. I do want to really put out more lore videos like these because I feel like I'm learning a good bit too, maybe not in this one. I knew a pretty good amount about the legions, but there's definitely some interesting videos coming up here soon if y'all do enjoy these. But yeah, let's get back to the video. Next, from the Second Battle of Geonosis and also the Battle of Christophsis apparently, is Jet's unit. And members of this battalion served under Jedi General Anakin Skywalker while working aboard an IPV-2C stealth corvette during the Battle of Christophsis and also during the Second Battle of Geonosis. The battalion fell under the command of Jedi General Ki-Adi-Mundi and used flamethrowers to incinerate hallways full of Geonosians. While this is a pretty major war crime, don't worry, this was mainly the work of Master Mundi, who said, and I quote, "Bring in the flamethrowers." It's safe to say that Mundi had a particular set of rules he was willing to break when the situation was dire enough. But moving on, we have the 187th Legion, which might not be canon and is purple. Crazy stuff, I know. And this was under the leadership of, you guessed it, Mace Windu himself. And despite us seeing the actual battalion who had reddish colored armor, we haven't seen the boys in purple yet in any shows or movies, but I would certainly like to. Some other legions I wanted to go over are Phil's unit, who served under Kit Fisto on Vancouver, also the Bomb Squad, which were ordnance specialist clones that were highly effective during that Blue Shadow virus spread on Naboo, and then also of course the 5th Fleet Security, who protected the naval ships from attacks within. While we see clones during the Battle of Coruscant and Revenge of the Sith, these don't have the same markings as the 5th Fleet Security, but it's probably them if I had to guess, at least in universe. While there are many more clone legions like the Rancor Battalion of ARC Troopers on Kamino or Horn Company under Eth Koth, in this video I just wanted to explain the clone legions with the most significance to the Clone Wars. Let me know if I should cover every significant clone commander next, and I didn't even mention Trauma's Battalion, whose strategy of blockading a human bulldozer with their own bodies was not as effective as I might have hoped. But anyway, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this one, then you might also like this video where I looked at every clone contingency order under Palpatine. But yeah, see ya.